Hello, listener, and welcome to Book 6, Chapter 16 of Bite-Sized Tales, the audio flash fiction podcast. In today's chapter, our hero can't seem to get away from something following him. Or is something following him? This Effing Guy, written and read by Chris Hussey. I couldn't sleep. Again. Yeah, I'd gotten a couple hours here and a couple hours there, but a solid night's sleep? Haven't seen that in days. Or maybe it's been weeks. Shit, this is what a terrible sleep schedule will do to you, make you forget how long you've had it. But let's be honest, it's been more than just shitty sleep. Ever since I've started seeing that effed up guy, things haven't been right. Not even close to right. I've been dealing with this guy for a while. The first time he showed up, it was from out of nowhere. I thought it was a prank at first. I opened up my closet one night to pull out a hoodie, and he was right there, dead center between two work shirts. A tiny man, just about 5 feet, wearing a soaking wet flannel shirt, biker shorts, and those weird toe shoes that were popular a few years ago. I would have laughed if it hadn't been for the face filled with a rictus grin of filed yellow teeth, spiky jet black hair, bleak complexion, and a huge steak knife in one hand and smelling of bad milk. Obviously, I screamed, peed myself a little, and fell backwards. I shouted a few times, threw some shit, but he just stood there, bulbous, unblinking eyes just looking at me. I grabbed my phone to call 911, but had no service for some weird reason. Then he left. Just took its eyes off me, walked out of my closet, down the hall, and was gone. Never even heard the door open. Every few days after that, it's been something similar. Maybe I've seen his face print in the fog on the mirror, or in the burn pattern of my toast, or emails from an address that is weirdly blurred, with photos of him walking down the street, or of me at the bar, and he's in the background. Hell, one time I shut my TV off, and the afterglow pattern in the monitor became his face. I know, I'm probably imagining things. But after I bought a bunch of bananas at the grocer's, looked up and saw him across the effing produce section doing a weird-ass princess wave, I wasn't so sure he was a figment. And I wasn't sure because I heard two women behind me talking about how they smelled bad milk. Anyway, so I couldn't sleep. Getting up, I went outside and had a smoke. 2:30 a.m. That made me laugh because of the dentist joke, the one about the appointment being at Tooth Hurdy. I started walking. I walked for 3 more cigarettes before I took the time to realize where I was. An old industrial park, now mostly warehouses, and most of those abandoned. I lit my 4th smoke and started to rain, so I ducked into an open warehouse. The roof was patchwork, but I found a few dry spots to wait it out. Gave 2 smokes and a light to a homeless guy who had the same idea, who promptly wandered off, leaving me alone with the patter from above. The coughing hit me hard just before the next drag. Must have been a solid 30 seconds. It's that kind of cough that you have when you think you're about to throw up. Then I did just that. Except it wasn't chunks I blew, it was hair. Thick clumps of the shit. 3, 4, then a couple more. I doubled over on the ground as I finished and was forced to clear out the last bits of stringy black damp locks with my fingers. When I finally caught my breath and my body stopped spasming, the cold hit me. The temp dropped like a stone and the chill put shivers down my back. Hearing something in the shadows and above the falling rain, I looked up. In the glow of the sodium streetlights, there he was. Much taller this time, but with that same stupid face, his now gangly shape moving toward me. He was wearing acid-wash jeans and New Balance this time, and was growing taller the closer he got. The spoiled smell was back with a vengeance, and it wasn't helping the post-hair barf nausea. I went to move, but decided against it. The cigarette I dropped still had a bit of a glow, so grabbing and popping it between my lips, ignoring the dirt and God knows what else was on the filter, I took a hard pull, letting the cherry back to full life. The guy had to have been 12 feet tall by the time he pulled up to a stop, about half that distance between us. Looking down at me, I returned the gaze, his oversized eyes and ink-drop pupils trying to push through my soul. The smoke was doing a good job blocking the milk smell. His shirt was still dripping wet. I couldn't tell in the orange glow of the outside streetlights, but I swear it wasn't water that was making his flannel soaked. It was more of that damn milk. He clicked his triangle teeth together a few times, then stopped, finally blinking for the first time since we met. I exhaled, a cloud of gray obscuring his face as I spoke. I suddenly felt tired of his bullshit. Look, you've been showing up every fucking where for the past few weeks. You don't do anything, and you don't say anything. I'm numb, I'm losing my mind, and I'm absolutely exhausted. Can you just tell me what the hell you want? I let all the weariness of my fevered dream in the middle of the night walk after no sleep come through. I just wanted this to be over. Leaning down even closer to me, his slit of a nose sucking up the last of the exhaled smoke. Clicking his teeth once more, his permanent smile proved not so, as he whispered, "Go to sleep." With that, he stood back up to full height, then walked, backwards, into the shadows of the warehouse and out of sight, his gaze never leaving mine. I sat there until he was gone, and for a few minutes afterwards, finishing off the cig. Getting up and looking around in the dim light for a dry path through the rain, I found one. Making my way, I ran into the homeless guy from earlier. He was in his makeshift fort, finishing off the second smoke I gave him earlier and munching on something. "What the hell was that?" His voice sounded like gravel. I was so happy that he'd seen him. I wish I knew. "That guy was fucked up." "You're not kidding." His voice softened. "Hey, brother, you look tired. You want a place to sleep? I mean, it's mostly clean, and sure as shit smells better than whatever he was. I got some almonds if you're hungry." He shook his hand at me. I paused, but only for a moment, fishing out what was left of the crumpled pack of burros out of my pocket and handing it to the man. He nodded, taking them and my lighter as I crawled under his assembly of tarps and garbage bags. He was right. It did smell better than the guy did. Not much, but better. I watched as he lit a new smoke, my head hitting the makeshift pillow. Eyes grew heavy quickly, focusing on the orange glow. Exhaustion hit me, and I found myself taking the fucked up guy's advice. I fell asleep, knowing full well he'd be back. Author's note. So this story is actually a prompt of sorts from a journaling game. The game itself is called Alone with a Fucked Up Guy Looking at You. It's by someone named Marn S. I found this game on itch.io, and it was very inexpensive, and I bought it basically for the title. And once reading it, I was like, this sounds like a crazy concept, but also at the same time a fun game to play in a certain sense. And I thought it also would make a pretty great writing prompt, and quite frankly, I felt it did. I'm really happy with the story. I hope you liked it, and thank you, Marn S., for making such a great game. This chapter of Bite-Sized Tales has been brought to you under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. Intro and outro music is Fantasy Motion by Alexander Nakarada. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, we greatly appreciate reviews and recommendations to your friends. For more information about our authors, please visit bitesizedtales.com or follow us on Instagram at bite_size_tales or on Blue Sky at bitesizedtales.bsky.social. We look forward to reading to you next time.